What's up YouTube? PokeStrats TCG bringing another Pokemon video, and today I'm showing you guys my post-rotation Ice Rider Calyrex deck list, and it's one of the decks I think is going to be one of the best decks in the format for sure. Definitely going to be a tier 1 deck, and this is the deck that I've been playing a lot and testing lately, and I wanted to show it because I think it's really good, consistent, and very strong. And I think it really is a good deck to definitely try this format because of how it can pretty much stand a chance against every deck in the format. Sure, some matchups are slightly unfavored, but for the most part, every matchup is definitely either slightly unfavorable, and most matchups you're definitely slightly favored because of cards in the deck that, like, just the deck being very consistent, powerful, and then being able to stun a bit with cards like Path to the Peak means that, like, your other matchups where Path to the Peak hurts those decks, it becomes like slightly favorable, and it's just a very fast deck as well. Like, this is just a very good overall deck that should definitely be talked about more, and I think people have been starting to catch on to how good it is. And I think the best part about this deck is that after rotation, it's keeping like the deck, it really isn't getting touched in terms of like the actual deck. It's keeping everything, your Inteleon package, your consistency cards, everything is staying, and if anything, you're gaining some stuff because you're with the new some new cards that I play in this deck that are from the new set. I think like only one card, but it's still really good, and the deck is really good. I'm just gonna show it my list. I think this list is very consistent and just pretty good. I think it's kind of almost there, and like ready to be like a for sure strong deck, like a strong list. So we got 4 Calyriders Vs, 4, just you need 4. You want to see it every turn 1. You always want to start off with it ASAP. 3 vmax. You don't need more than 3. You're only using 2 mainly in every game. You hardly ever use 3, and if you just have the 3 if the 1 is prized, or if you have to discard it somehow and you need 2, you don't ever need 2. If you guys don't know what this does exactly, here's the effects of it, of this one. So for 2 colorless, which is really easy, you do 30 more damage for every bench Pokemon on your opponent's bench, which is really good because most of the time your opponent is always going to have bench Pokemon. That's just how Pokemon is played. So usually they'll have at least 3 bench, and you'll do 90 plus 10, so 100 damage, and that's really good because you could hit a VMAX with that much, and you still keep your energies with that attack. And then Max Lance, you discard up to 2 energies, water energies, or just 2 energies from this Pokemon, and then you do 120 for each energy you discard, but it's up to 2. That's the max. And yeah, you could do 130 because plus 10, or 250 if you discard 2, and you are 2-shotting every VMAX in the game. You're 1-shotting every V and anything else with that attack, and then it combos very well with the first attack because you can punch a VMAX for like 100 or more, like 130 or 160, and then you just go Max Lance to finish off the KO, or you can go Max Lance and then use that attack. Like, it sets up very nicely, and I think this deck is probably the best 2-shot deck against the VMAX. It's the most efficiently 2-shots them, and this deck also has the power of, like, if you go first, you can attach return, kind of like how Victini VMAX played, attach return on your normal Calyrex. If you go first, turn 2, you evolve, you attach a second energy, and then you go, if you have boss's orders, which is very easy to access because of Drizzles, but I'm going to show it later. You just boss up the V that they're setting up, knock it out, and then that could be so devastating because that will pretty much buy you a whole other turn and just keep putting pressure on your opponent. It's just so good. That's usually like the best combo, and that happens when you go first. Suicune V, this is a new card from Evolving Skies. You can read the effect once per turn. If it's in your active spot, you can draw a card, which is always good. Drawing a card just for free is very good. But its attack is also probably the main reason why I play it. For 2 energies, it does 20 more damage for each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. So this can potentially do a very good amount of damage. The max it could do, if both opponents' benches are full, 5/5, it could do 220. If you're playing with Eternatus, they could have up to 8 bench Pokemon. If they have 8, you're doing 8 plus 5 if their bench is full. So you're doing 280. So you're doing so much damage with this. It sets up 2 shots with Ice Strike with Calyrex. It's a 2-prizer, so it makes the price trade very awkward if you attack with this at the right time. And they don't have a boss and they knock this out, they still have to knock out 2 more VMAXs depending on if this is the first KO that they get. And then the fact that Blizzard Rondo attack is only 2 energies means that 1 Melanie and energy attach gets you there, so you can just surprise your opponent, Melanie, attack return, and then just attack with it. It's just very good. I really do like it. At first I didn't think it was that great on paper, but then I just started using it and it was just so good at just helping making it awkward. And not only that, drawing cards with it is always good. It kind of conflicts with the stadium I play in this deck because of the draw card ability, because it's a V. I play Paths to the Peak, but it's still just such a good for its attack, and yeah, very, very good. I might play 2 in the future, not sure yet. And then this is probably the most important part of the deck, 4 Sobbles. With this whole package is probably the best package, or if not best, but one of the best packages for your consistency engines wise. For sure, I think right now post rotation, because we don't have the Denes and stuff like that anymore, or welders, just kind of well, not welders, but in terms of Pokemon support, we don't have the Denes or Jirachi Stellar Wishes anymore. So we have to use I think this is probably more needed. Sobble is really good because this is the best one, because its first attack lets you search for 3 Rapid Strikes and put them onto the bench, basic Pokemon. So you could usually, worst case, you go second, you can just attack this first and get 3 more Sobbles. And the reason why you want to, and then the second stage one is Drizzile, which lets you search for a trainer card when you evolve it, so it's really good at that. And then this is the Inteleons, lets you search for trainers for 2. And then this one lets you snipe. It's the new Inteleon from Chilling Reign. And these all help the consistency boost very, very high. So you can pretty much search for anything in your deck that you need, because trainers are very, very good. And there's a wide range of trainers that you can search for that I made this deck. So yeah, very good at searching any trainer in your deck, which is super strong. And yeah, I think this is really, really good, this package. Moving on to trainers, supporters. For Melanie, best supporter in the deck by far. This is how you can be very, very fast, and it lets you draw cards as well. Kind of like a welder, but a little bit better in some ways, and a little bit worse in some ways. But it's, in my opinion, I think in this deck it works very, very well. I think this is the deck that uses Melanie the best, for sure, because everything is 2 energies. So 1 Melanie just gets you there with the attachment. So very, very good. You definitely want to use this every turn you can, just to keep getting advantage. And then 3 Boss. This card is really good just overall. I think every deck has to play it, unless you're playing Umbreon vmax, which is a new card in Eternatus. But other than that, you just have to play this. It's so good to do the combo too, where you go turn 2 Boss, KO a V. Very good. 2 research we're not playing. We have kind of cutting down these because these aren't as needed now that we have Melanies, but you still want them as just, they're still good. Marnie, really good at disrupting, and it works like disrupting and past the peak, since you don't have a reset stamps anymore. Research, just in case you need to draw a lot of cards, you need a new hand. So these are still good, but you don't need excessive amounts because you have Melanie. Melanie's usually better. And then now for the items, these are the reason why I think the Inteleon package is very, very, very consistent and good as well. Is because of these 12 search cards. Quick Ball searches you any basic Pokemon. 4 level ball. This searches your Sobble and Drizzile. So this is really good at that. These are mainly your starters to get yourself started, get your basics going. And this gets you Drizzile, which is really good as well. Then Incense is probably the best one mid to late game because this searches everything pretty much. This searches any evolution Pokemon, so it searches your Drizzile, your Inteleons, your Ice Rider, VMAX. These cards are so good right now. We don't have communications anymore, so that's another thing that really hurt decks a lot. No more communications, but this deck doesn't care, doesn't like communications. These cards are way better, so another reason why I think this deck is very good post rotation is because of all the cards that it kept, and other decks don't have this kind of engine, or I think this deck can just is very consistent with this stuff. And then we played 3 Capacious Buckets. I was playing 2, but I saw 3 is just so good because you usually always want to search this card, and you always want to have it in your deck to search energies because energies are so important. You always want to attach return every single turn, so you always want to have access to Bucket because it's searchable with the Inteleon or the Drizzile, and this searches 2 water energy, so it's a +1. This card is amazing. I really like this card. I always use it. It's so good. I always use at least 2 in the game. Really good card. Another reason why water decks just have a lot of good support. And then 3 Passive Peaks, probably the best stadium card I think moving forward. I think a lot of decks are going to be using this card. Just stopping pretty much everything except the Inteleons is really good. Yeah, this is really good in this deck. This deck probably uses this card the best. Also Urshifu, Rapid Strike, but this deck for sure because you're only the only V that has the ability in this deck is Suicune. Everything else doesn't get affected by this card in your deck. So your Inteleons, your Drizzles, they could all go off, and then this shuts down Calyrex, Shadow Rider, shuts down Eternatus, shuts down Moltres, shuts down a lot of stuff, Crobats. So this is where it makes your matchups better. But I think without this card, you're pretty much neutral against everything. But with this card, it makes the matchups a little more unfair. But yeah, very good. It could be a 4 in the future depending on how the format goes, but I'm not sure yet. 2 switch. Just always important to have some switch cards. You don't need that many though. You usually don't switch very often. Then last course, your energies. We are playing a lot, not too many, but definitely a good amount. Playing 9 energies, solid 9. This has been perfect. With 3 buckets, you're usually always going to see them turn 1. You have good chances, not always, but good chances of seeing them very high. That is the deck, guys. I definitely will be posting more other deck lists, but I wanted to do this one first because I think this is the deck that you should definitely go to, and I think it's for sure a very good pick. That is definitely a safe deck choice, and it doesn't have any really crazy weaknesses. It could stand a chance against everything, which is always I'm always a very big fan of those decks that could kind of compete with everything. I'm not a fan of the decks that have a lot of very big counters and auto loose and stuff. And I feel like this deck doesn't auto loose anything, and you can pretty much compete against everything. And especially like having weakness to metal is good right now because metal decks aren't like too strong anymore. So this is really good deck. Definitely try it out. Let me know what you guys think of the deck, of the list, or how the deck goes for you, or if you've played it. Just let me know. Definitely be interested here. And I think that's, yeah, I think that's gonna conclude this video and probably end it. Thank you guys for watching. If you did, you guys can leave a like, comment, subscribe. That'd be very highly appreciated. If not, it's all right. But if you can, very cool. And I'm signing out. Peace.